These lessons are recorded using 4K UHD video assets with aspect ratio 21:9 and 3840 by 1600 resolution, to mimic studio-wide films, and utilize ultra-wide monitors for editing, which is most efficient. You can use your own media with any resolution when following these lessons. We'll do our best to zoom when needed, best if viewed on a 4K monitor while learning these techniques.
We're going to click on the shot we want to work with. We have dynamic zoom turned off. Let's do that zoom motion, but we're going to do it using keyframes.
The aircraft has been continuously developed.
Always before you work on any clip or shot, figure out where's your first keyframe going to be. By the way, I clicked on dim here to lower the volume so you can hear me better. Let's examine this new clip. Notice the plane is so far away and I would like to slowly zoom on it and give it some motion. In next lessons we can work on the stabilization as it needs a little help there. But for now, let's set the first keyframe here. Add a master keyframe. In other words, I could just keyframe zoom and position if I want to. By clicking these dots, I've added keyframes. But notice all these other transform options are not keyframed. I'm going to undo what I just did. What I like to do is add a keyframe for all of the transform options. As I start making adjustments, it automatically adds those keyframes on those adjustments. So the auto keyframe is nice. And since I've already keyframed everything at the beginning, I don't have to worry. I know that this move is going to happen on its own. So now, if I go ahead and press /, there's my dynamic zoom. Notice that the plane is not really centers in the middle of the shot. Although we can do it with tracking and masks. Or we can do it frame by frame like this. Press the keyframe icon. Every white dot represent the place I made a master key adjustments. You can have as many dots as you want, but that will be inefficient. So let's make the first shot centered here, and then move the play here little more and make another keyframe and so on.
Continuously developed. The type Since then, the aircraft has been continuously developed. The types 737.
Towards the end of the shot where the plane slows down at the end of the runway. Want the zoom to slow down a bit, or ease in. So I'm going to use the little arrows to land on the keyframe instead of trying to find it with a mouse, and you could end up with another frame you don't want. Notice that when you land on a keyframe, it turns red dot here in the inspector. It indicates you're on it, not beside it. Especially if you have a smaller timeline, you could end up with a mess of keyframes that you have to delete. Like this. So now I'm going to close down that keyframe tool, and open up the keyframe editor. And I'm going to select this point here. I can either click on it, or if I'm afraid I'm going to move it, I can click, drag, and select the range of keyframes that I want. And right now, this is set up for a linear keyframe. If I right-click on it, I can choose between linear and ease in. Or this button here switches to ease in. Now, hopefully as it gets to the end of this move, it will slow it down a little. So let's go ahead and hit play. And it's less obvious that it's slowing down. It feels a little bit more natural.
Continuously developed.
That's a simple example of how keyframing works in Resolve. It doesn't get any more complicated than that.